as always, for those of you who watch regularly, you know what comes next. It's our final segment of the show, our one last thought. This is just anything we want it to be. This is just whatever's on our hearts, minds, whatever. So, Handy, ball starts with you, my friend. One last thought for this second to last week of January as we get into, February in another week. What do you think?
Yeah, that's insane that it's the second to last week of January. It has, we were just telling everybody to have a great Christmas, and it's almost playoff time, and then the CFP National Championship came and went. Now it's almost Super Bowl time, and we're going to have our little couple weeks hiatus before we get back into the draft. Start talking draft again in April. It's all right around. It's insane. Yeah. It's scary. Yeah. I don't want to get to 60 yet. I want to enjoy all of those ages between now and 60. I want to enjoy every single one of them.
Sure.
But wow. One last thought. The one last thought that I have. One last thought that I have is, if I've said this one before, I'm sorry. We got to do this once a week for several weeks. Make sure that you take time for you, and you don't let we all have to. Not all of us are born into families that have a lot of money. Most of us have to work to earn a living. Make sure that you put yourself in the position so that you don't let your employment, your place of employment, become your be all, end all, do all, and get you to the point where you run you in the ground, and they get the 100% best of you, and you give your job your best 99% and leave 1% for yourself. Find a way to balance that out. Really, give yourself a nice, good balance, because if you don't, because that job could say, hey, thanks, you've been great, you've shown up. You've shown up and worked late and worked extra shifts and worked weekends and nights and all kinds of crazy stuff and giving up vacation time. But yeah, we're getting rid of your position. So yeah, just do that. That's what I got. That's about what I have. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Fair enough, sir. Tina, how about you? One last thought on this Tuesday?
I'm going to make mine short and sweet, but I'm just going to piggyback kind of off of what Handy said. My motto for a very, very long time has been work to live. You do not live to work.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
Work is there for you to be able to enjoy yourself and all of that. And we all get away from it. I know right now I should be logging back on and doing some recordings, but I'm not going to. I'll deal with it tomorrow.
There you go. Right. Everybody give good. All right, Tina. Way to go, girl. You go, girl. Do that.
Tuesdays are my free nights. So again, as a very, very close friend of mine years and years ago said, that's what she loves about my attitude towards things is I work to live. I don't live to work.
So. I love that. That's awesome. I may have to adopt that. That's awesome. Delilah, how about you? One last thought for this Tuesday.
So something weird happened yesterday. I had a small house fire.
Oh, really? Oh.
Okay. Yes, but let me explain. Yes, but it's very weird. So I'll summarize as quickly as I could.
No, sure.
So I thought we burned so I was making something in the microwave and it was getting smoky and I'm like, oh, maybe I burnt, it happens even though it was supposed to be microwave safe. I'm like, right. It was a little smoky, so I took everything out and plugged the microwave and then I went about my day and then it still kept getting a little smoky, but the smoke was white. It was white and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, all right, let me open the window. I was like, oh, it got really bad. I'm thinking, wow, I really burned the plastic, And I'm like, what is this? And we're opening windows and mom's here. And listen, I was gone most of the day for work stuff because I do have to leave and do school visits. Yeah. And then I was going to go to the gym, but I was like, oh, let me just go home, checking on my mom and stuff. So I wasn't even going to be home because I usually just go to the gym after work. I was like, oh, let me stop in at home first. I'm glad I was here because she would have been by herself. And then all of a sudden, it got really bad, like the smoke. And I'm like, I don't know where it's coming from. It's dark. And now we're like getting in our eyes. We're like choking. And I'm like, oh, let me get the hell out of here. It must be, it's got to be electrical fire. Maybe it's the appliances. It's behind the wall. I don't see flames. So, like, let's throw on our boots, like, fire drill. And I knocked on all the doors on the way down because I didn't know if someone was home. I was like, listen, I had to call the fire department because there's a fire I can't detect. I don't know where it is, behind the wall. So I'm just saying, firefighters are on their way. I got my dog outside with me. My mom were like, outside like we're supposed to. And I'm waiting for the fire guys so they know because the kitchens have to come. So I live in a bungalow. So Chicago, we have these houses called bungalows. So I'm in the back. Our kitchen's in the back. And so I'm like, so I could direct them where to go so that they don't like scare the hell out of our, our neighbors. Yeah. So I'm like waiting, and it got there super fast. And I think there's a fire department super close to my house over here in Belmont Creek. Anyway, so I'm just like, yeah, it's back here. I don't even know what it is. So I'm standing outside with my mom. We're like cold, and then they're like, hey, so it's like, do you have kids in the house? I'm like, no, it's just me, my mother, and my dog, and my parrot that's upstairs. So I need to bring her outside. And they're like, well, you had a dream catcher on your door. So I have a porch door that has glass, and it caught fire.
Oh, wow.
And he says he's never seen it before. You know why? Do you know why? There was nothing flammable around it.
Really?
No, but the sun got hot enough.
Wow.
And it wasn't on the window. It was on a door in my kitchen. And and so the firefighters were like, we've never seen something like this before in our lives.
That is something else.
So he's like, yeah, we just threw it. So I didn't, and I literally ran past the dream catcher, by the way, on the way out the door, because who would looking? Why would I look at that?
Yeah, why would you even think of that? Yeah.
It's coming from an appliance, and we get the hell out of here, And like, we just threw it on the floor and threw some water on it. And I'm like, okay. And I'm guessing they asked me about kids, and they probably thought maybe they lit on fire. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we can't. They're like, yeah, we can explain. We don't know what happened. And so people are assuming that that's what it had to have been. But then everybody started Googling, like, when it was super sunny. And, like, they're like, it wasn't even that sunny at the time. So they're like, we don't even know how the sunlight, if it did come in, how it would come in an angle. It was kind of like, if you guys ever saw, like, Seinfeld with the spit as a whole gag. So it kind of was like the improbability of how this happened. No one could. Anyway. Long story short, some coincidence happened because I don't know how my mom, if she was alone, how she would have handled that. If she would have left the house on time, if she would have knocked on all the doors, if she would have followed all the fire drill procedures. Also, we realized our detectors were faulty because they never went off.
Oh,
and, wow! And I listened to the smoke detector, so when I hear the beep, yes, I changed the batteries.
No.
I know it's an ongoing joke with people of color. I changed mine. So
there it is. There we go. There it is. He's like,
we got 6 in the house, and when one starts beeping, I replace every single one.
Right. So anyway, so nothing. So they didn't go off. I texted my brother. I called my brother because this is how he's the building owner. And I'm like, oh my God, come over here. The fire department came, and I can't even explain to you over the phone what was on fire. So just come over here. So when the smoke detectors didn't go off, so you gotta replace them all because they did not go off at all. Because God forbid if it was a really bad one, like how would we even know? And so the universe sent me here at the right time so that I could get my mom out the house and my dog, call the fire department, and also make sure smoke detectors were replaced. So. Weird stuff happens out there, y'all. So you just never know.
Yeah.
So
no, that's very true.
I'm just saying, be vigilant. Know your fire drill for your house. Have a plan.
Yeah.
I followed mine out the door. So listen, and if you have dream catchers, I don't know what to tell you, but they might catch fire for some reason in the most bizarre way. Because I had nothing flat, no candles. Nothing was near it. The outlet to our fridge is on the other side, so we can't even see there was a spark that came out of the outlet.
Right.
The sun just came perfectly in.
Yeah, even the firefighters couldn't figure it out. They were like, "Yeah, I guess." But
that's crazy.
Like I said, I had
no, but I'm glad everybody's okay. Like
weird because that's why I'm like, is this month like what's going on? That's really weird.
Yeah, that is very peculiar. You don't, that's crazy.
So my one last thought is like, you just never know. Be prepared. You know, I spoke to the bear, says be prepared. Just be prepared. By the way, we do have fire extinguishers. I would have used it if I would know something was on fire. But like I said, there was no flames.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right, that's the other part. Like,
flames.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, just be prepared. You never know an emergency might come across.
Very true.
Have your plans ready. Know where you gotta go. Where you gotta leave. Where you gotta call after you call 911. Emergency preparedness. It doesn't have to be doomsday prepper type of stuff. Okay, it doesn't have to be that far. But you know, just be prepared and be safe.
For sure.
You never know.
All right. Well, thank you, Delilah. Again, I'm glad everybody is fine. My one last thought is actually more of kind of a thank you. I think I may have mentioned this before. May 4th, I'm standing up at a wedding for one of my really good friends. Kasha is getting married to her fiance, David. Shout out to Kasha and David. And they were nice enough to let me come along this past Saturday for the testing of the menu that they're going to have at the wedding. So Nick got a free lunch on Saturday, testing all the the food at the banquet hall that they're going to So I was a little bit into the process of choosing the food for the wedding, which for me I was like, well, this is phenomenal. Can can somebody else got a wedding they need I can chime in on the food here. But yeah, it was just a great thing, and I think that's talking about part of how the year is already flying by. I was just looking so much at things that are happening, outside of just that wedding. And I've got, my birthday passed, so I got another year older. And then, I got orientation next week for baseball that starts April 1st and yada, yada.
Oh my God, already?
Yeah, as I said, it's like Anthony was right, man. Like I just turned 51. Can we slow down before I hit 60? Like, can we just take some time to enjoy those in-between years? I'd like to enjoy my 50s because, man, this year is just flying by. I got already, my calendar is literally starting to fill up with stuff, and I'm actually putting stuff in my phone that I never do because I'm like, I can't forget this date. I got to do this, this, and this. And it's like, so just the hecticness of it all, but I love it. And again, I think it's kind of a similar what everybody has been saying. It just take a little time to enjoy, man. Like life will move very fast, and it does. Like it just does. Time waits for no man, as the saying goes. So just try to enjoy what you can. Like Tina said, but give me hold on. See, I had it here, and then I lost it because I got to go scroll up a little bit. Work to live, not live to work. That is actually phenomenal advice. So again, thank you guys all for watching this week. We really appreciate it. As we know, we do have 2 games this weekend, so we will be back next Tuesday with some more news, I'm sure, and a preview for what will then be the Super Bowl. So again, thank you all for watching. Everybody who commented, liked, whatever, thank you so much. So for Tina Winter, Anthony Handy, Delilah Crespo, I'm Nick Rosario. Everybody have a phenomenal week. See you next Tuesday. Woo! Have a good night.